end the show with a little bit of baseball. So, what a week for the Jets, man. To start things off, they fired head coach Robert Saleh. They decided to keep the offensive coordinator title on Nathaniel Hackett, but relinquished him of his play calling duties. Then they go on Monday Night Football after all of this, play a heck of a game against the Buffalo Bills, a horrendously called game, I might add. It was like Oprah, you get a flag, you get a flag, you get a flag. So don't know what was up with that. They lose a close one, although Aaron Rodgers did turn back the clock. Don't know if you guys saw that Hail Mary pass he threw. That was Chef's Kiss is beautiful. But they end up losing the game. And the next day, they traded for Davante Adams. So it's been a whirlwind in Jets land. I got they hate when I do the name drops, but I'm gonna do it anyway. My homie Mosby. Usually, like when there's a Jets loss, he'll kind of post something funny about how he's out, but he's back in, just like Godfather 3. So when I look at what the Jets did, I like what I saw from Rodgers. I think that the offensive line still needs to play better. This game's all about the trenches. But trading for Davante Adams does change things up. The play calling was a little nicer, not perfect. But again, you got Aaron Rodgers back there. He's still showing that he can do the things that he does. And you're going to move Garrett Wilson into the slot now. Obviously, Davante Adams is your number one wide receiver there. It opens things up for the offense. Do I think the Jets are Super Bowl contenders at this point in time? I do not, because there's just certain things I don't trust with the Jets right now. Do I think this is a playoff team? We'll find out. I think that the Jets certainly have a good core together right now and championship pedigree with the guys that they've brought in to be able to make the playoffs and do something in the postseason. If I was a betting man, gun to my head, I would tell you the Jets are going to be a postseason team. And Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers haven't played together in a couple years, but that should pick back up. I heard they're living together. They were just on Pat McAfee together the same day as a trade. So we'll see what happens there. But they've got weapons. This is a Super Bowl caliber roster, man. What do you think, Kay?
Yeah, I think obviously things haven't started the way they wanted it to, but we kind of expected them to maybe be obviously better than what they've been. But with Aaron Rodgers and the players that they had over there, we were kind of thinking they might be in that play, definitely a playoff team for Super Bowl contention. So obviously things haven't worked out to start the season, but trading for Davante Adams, someone who has chemistry with Aaron Rodgers and things like that, I think helps them. Obviously, like you said, they still have to shore up their offensive line. So I think they're I don't want to say there was high expectations for them coming in, but obviously they haven't lived up to what was there. Right now, I don't think they're a playoff. They're not a playoff team, but they have the talent to be. So I think I like the move. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers want to get someone he's comfortable with, but like I said last week, I still think some time. Obviously, in football, you don't have as much time to kind of get things together, but you maybe not time to hit the panic button, but I think another loss or two is time to hit the panic button.
Well, it's going to be interesting coming into this week. They're on Sunday Night Football. They're going to be playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rumor is that the Steelers could be going back to Russell Wilson, or not back, but could be going to Russell Wilson. So there's an opportunity there for the Jets. This is going to be Russell Wilson's first time starting. Justin Fields just went 4-2 as the Steelers starter. A lot of people don't agree with that. Do you think the rushing attack is going to be the same with Wilson behind center? Also, what we saw with him in Denver is he led the league in forced sacks. He kind of just was taking unnecessary sacks in that pocket. Is that going to be something that disrupts what the Steelers want to do as far as their offense goes? I mean, you could make the argument that the passing game will be a bit better with Russell Wilson there. I personally don't agree with it. But I mean, this is an opportunity for the Jets to really get something going, and it's prime time. If you're NBC, you got to be loving what's going on right now. This Mike Tomlin saying that they might be going to Russell Wilson, and then the Jets trade for Davante Adams. Like yeah, Tuesday was a day. Tuesday was a big day.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Obviously, the Steelers have some they're 4-2, but they have some things they're still trying to work out. So I think hopefully the Jets are thinking we can come in there with a team who kind of doesn't necessarily know who their quarterback is at the moment and maybe try to steal one. So uh, sometimes what you need is just to run into another team that's doing bad, kind of like the Bengals just did with the Giants. So
Okay, we're gonna get into that one.
so
But
sometimes you kind of need something to just get you going.
yeah, man. I mean, but kudos to the Jets. They found a way to get a bunch of news stories, and then each one made us forget about the other one. Like coming into this, you're thinking, all right, we're gonna talk about that they really just fired a head coach that they probably should have fired in the offseason, in the middle of the season. This is football. You don't usually get the sparks from head coaching changes in season like you would in baseball or basketball. But we'll see, man. Like I said, they the talent's there. You've got Rodgers there, the pedigree's there, and lot to do in Jets land, man. So it's definitely one to look forward to. They've got us all it is what it is. Just when you think you're out, they pull you back in.